I've been studying the men in the Old Testament of the Bible, and I realized something that changed the way I see money. Bro, these guys were entrepreneurs, landowners, investors, and were involved in politics. These men that God called, they weren't just going to church and praying about it. They were real life builders too. Abraham, who was one of the first guys I learned about in the Bible, he believed in God, and because of his obedience, he was given land, resources, and influence so powerful that other kings wanted to be in business with him. And then you have Joseph, another great man in the Bible. He didn't even start with wealth. He was sold as a slave, and through wisdom and discipline, he rose to power. And he ended up managing Egypt's resources so well that everybody in the nation depended on him. He was involved in politics. And then you have King Solomon, the wealthiest and wisest king ever. He understood that money was a tool. He started controlling trade. He built cities, and he had gold coming in by the billions every single year. And here's the best part, bro. They all had one thing in common. They believed and had faith in God. And it's important to understand this concept because as men, if we're struggling financially, it keeps us focused on survival instead of walking in purpose. Based off studying these men in the Bible, I want you to know, bro, that you can get to a place where you have faith, and if your family needs something, you're able to take care of it. And if a crisis happens, you're prepared. And if you want to be generous, you have the ability to say yes. And not or. And it's because the Bible did not call us men to be beggars. It called us to be builders. One of my favorite Bible verses in Proverbs says, the blessing of the Lord makes rich and adds no sorrow, meaning there doesn't need to be a trade-off with you making a lot of money. So here's 3 takeaways for you, bro. Number 1, I really want you to study the wealth strategies of the greatest men in the Bible. Don't just watch my videos, study for yourself. You're going to be much wiser. Number 2, change your view around money. It's a tool, and it's either you use it or it uses you. And you know what? I'd rather more men of faith who have a lot of money and you can do great things in the world. And number 3, and most important, steward what God gives you and he will multiply it. If this was valuable, bro, all I ask is 2 things. Number 1, study this for yourself. And number 2, hit the share button so somebody else can hear this.